Hi guys, welcome to another video. This is a Kempe 235 AC/DC machine. Today we're going to unbox it and assemble it. I'm pretty freaking excited. Firstly, I've got the water cooler. This is the MTC 1KWM water cooler. I just want to commend Kempe on their packaging. As someone that takes packaging very seriously for my own product, this is the welding cart that I assembled in a previous video. And apart from two little bags, the entire thing was paper and cardboard. The water cooler looks to be the same situation. Really commend you on that, Kempe. In the box, we've got the TIG torch cooler. It comes with all the quick start guides, user manuals, and two which look to be M5 or M4 Torx head bolts in a plastic bag, but we'll let them off the hook for that. There's two wires here which will connect to the machine, and we've got our filling port at the front here. Two bolts at the bottom here that'll connect it to the cart, which we'll see shortly. Let's unbox the machine. So the machine itself is the MT235 AC/DC GMAU. I'm hoping the AU means it's got an Australian plug on it. Some of the reading I did before I purchased this machine, I saw that they were coming with European plugs, not Australian plugs. So very interested to see if we're about to have that problem. Australian plug, big win, thank you Kempe. No plastic, no bubbles, no styrofoam. The machine has the identification tag to say it's been tested. It comes with a gas lead for the regulator and the same manuals that were included in the water cooler. You may notice that there's no control panel on this machine. It actually comes separately. We'll get the water cooler attached to the machine, put it on the cart, and then do the final assembly of all the bits and bobs. Really simple. The machine clips onto the back of the water cooler and then bolts onto the front of the water cooler, just so you can see that before the machine goes on. There's two screws that mount this back panel on. They are T20 Torx heads. And the screws aren't captive. They will come completely out. The panel's notched, so it's nice and easy to pull away from the machine. There you can see the two plugs for the water cooler. Which just pushes in a backwards direction and locks in, and then the two screws go in the front. Does require undoing the filler cap. I'm going to use the two screws that came with the water cooler. They're black, the front of the machine is black. The screws that came with the cart are silver. I'll put those down where I can't see them. All the same, doesn't really matter. I needed an extension to get in there. That gives you a good shot of the plugs on the back of the machine. The plugs are directional, they'll only go in one way. Just notice the back panel has this little tang that cups around the wiring. I just had to move the wiring a little bit. The whole machine's going to load onto the cart the same way that the machine loaded onto the cooler. So it's going to kick back into this section back here and bolt in the front. It looks so cute on this little cart. This is the control panel. MTP35X. Inside the box there is a protective screen, M4 looking Torx screw and a quick start guide. They have a plug up the top, a 4-pin connector that only goes on one way. The screen snaps on from the front, and then the M4 Torx screw that's supplied will screw the faceplate down from the top. That screw also mounts the protective screen on, which has a couple of locating holes which are really nice. The final piece of the puzzle is the torch, TX305 WF8M, which is a water-cooled torch. So this is a flexible water-cooled torch with an on-off switch. I have a foot pedal coming, so they've been nice enough to include a switch extender and a piece of tungsten. Comes with a torch guide, and the torch is pre-assembled in one whole kit, which is lovely. So they've got some very flexible fake leather, some PU leather, and then just the plastic covering the cables. So threaded connection for our main gas line. We have our hot water, cold water line. This one here is the trigger switch, which is on the torch currently. All these connectors are aluminium, really nice, high quality stuff. And then the TIG machine itself came with this gas line to connect to the regulator, and that will simply connect to the back of the machine. A little bit of a tight squeeze in there, but I see what they're trying to do. Another cool little thing on this machine is there is a little tungsten and consumables holder as part of the handle. Just as I get ready to swap the two machines out, see there's a distinct difference in the length of the cart. Certainly this cart has like a shelf on top. I don't know if that's a positive or a minus, but it takes up a lot more space. The machine, my actual machine, my little Token Tools, just waiting for me to have some time to pull it apart and see if I can figure out what went wrong with it. An amazing human by the name of Rob lent me this machine while I was waiting for this one to arrive. For size comparison, this machine is quite small on this little P45MT cart. There is another cart that's smaller again, which puts the bottle on the side of the machine. Don't know the part number, but I'll flash it up on the screen somewhere. Front on profile with this massive water cooler that I was using on my previous machine. You can see it's quite a smaller footprint. Even though it does ultimately take up exactly the same amount of floor space, it does look like it takes up a lot less room. I am a really big fan, especially for me at this stage in my career, to have all-in-one matching machine. It actually makes me feel really good. I'm going to go ahead and learn how to use this machine. I'll come back in another video and go through the settings and have a look at some welds. I really want to wait until the foot pedal comes to tackle some aluminium, but so far I'm really happy with the quality of this machine. I really like its footprint and the way it looks. I hope that the information here has been useful to somebody, and on that note, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'm going to see you in the next one.